Nigeria is the giant of Africa. It is a land of breathtaking landscapes, over 250 ethnic groups, and traditions that have withstood the test of time. From the pulsating rhythms of ancient drumming to the spiritual wisdom of Ifa, this nation holds an untold history, a story written in its culture, art, and land. But beneath this vibrant surface, a silent crisis unfolds. The languages of our ancestors are fading away. The forests that once sheltered kings and warriors are disappearing. The artifacts that tell our story lie in foreign museums. Bit by bit, Nigeria's world, our world, is disappearing. What happens when a nation's history, culture, and environment begin to fade away? When modernization erases the very foundations of identity? When does the clamor of change silence a people's heartbeat? This is more than just history. This is the present. This is the story of a Nigeria in peril, a world at risk of disappearing forever. Nigeria is home to more than 250 ethnic groups, each with its own unique history, language, and cultural identity. However, in the pursuit of modernization, much of this heritage is slowly disappearing, fading into the backdrop of a rapidly changing world. The quiet demise of indigenous languages. Every language carries stories, proverbs, and wisdom passed down through generations. However, many Nigerian languages, including Yoruba, Igbo, Kanuri, and Tiv, are at risk of disappearing. Young Nigerians increasingly choose English and Pidgin over their ancestral languages, leading to a gradual yet significant erosion of cultural heritage. Experts predict that if no action is taken, some Nigerian languages could completely disappear within the next century. If our language disappears, our soul disappears with it. The decline of rituals, festivals, and governance systems. Traditions that once shaped communities are now being overlooked. The grand Ifa divination, which once guided kings and warriors, is practiced by fewer individuals today. Ancient festivals, such as the Argungu Fishing Festival and the Osun Osogbo Festival, fade away as younger generations drift away. Even traditional governance systems, where elders and chiefs play a central role in conflict resolution and decision-making, are being replaced by modern institutions that frequently overlook indigenous wisdom. The cost of progress, globalization, urbanization, and Western education have opened up new opportunities. But at what cost? Pursuing modernity has led many Nigerians to view their traditions as outdated, something to be discarded rather than preserved and adapted. Children are often punished for speaking their native languages in schools. In cities, traditional ceremonies are frequently overshadowed by Western-style events. The pressure to keep up with the world pushes local heritage further into the shadows. I was never taught my native language. My parents wanted me to focus on English so I could succeed. Should we accept change, even if it means losing our identity? How can we find a balance between progress and preservation? Nigeria's land once thrived with life, encompassing dense rainforests and mighty rivers teeming with fish. However, today, these natural wonders are under threat. Forests are disappearing, rivers are drying up, and animals that once roamed freely are now on the brink of extinction. If this destruction continues, the landscapes that have shaped Nigeria's identity may be lost forever. Vanishing rainforests. Nigeria's rainforests, which once stretched from Cross River to Ondo, are disappearing at an alarming rate. Logging, agriculture, and urban development have destroyed over 90% of the nation's original forest cover. In Cross River, home to one of the last remaining primary rainforests, illegal deforestation is pushing rare species closer to extinction. If we keep this pace, future generations will only see Nigeria's forests in pictures. The mangroves of the Niger Delta are disappearing. This region, one of the world's most significant wetland ecosystems, faces ongoing threats. Oil spills, pollution, and industrial waste have contaminated the waters, resulting in the death of marine life and loss of livelihoods for local fishing communities. Mangrove forests, vital for safeguarding against flooding and erosion, are being depleted for firewood and development, leaving coastal areas exposed to rising sea levels. The gradual encroachment of the Sahara. The Sahara Desert is steadily advancing into northern Nigeria. Drought, overgrazing, and deforestation have worsened desertification, compelling entire communities to move in search of water and arable land. Farmers who used to depend on fertile soil now struggle to cultivate crops, and many have been compelled to leave their ancestral lands. My father and grandfather farmed here. Now, nothing is left. Conflicts over land and water. As resources become scarcer, tensions rise. Farmers and herders, who once coexisted harmoniously, now confront violent clashes over access to land and water. Climate change is not just an environmental issue, it is worsening social and political instability. The disappearance of Nigeria's wildlife. Nigeria was once home to some of Africa's most remarkable wildlife. However, many species now face extinction. The Cross River gorilla, one of the rarest primates in the world, has fewer than 300 individuals remaining in the wild. The African elephant, once roaming freely across Nigeria, is now facing extinction due to poaching and habitat destruction. If we lose these species, we lose a part of Nigeria's natural heritage forever. The impact of poaching and illegal wildlife trade. Illegal hunting and wildlife trafficking have significantly affected Nigeria's animal populations. The pangolin, for example, is the most trafficked mammal worldwide, with thousands being smuggled out of Nigeria each year. Without more robust protections, Nigeria's wildlife could vanish within our lifetime. We are losing Nigeria's environment, but we still have time to act. What can we do? Strengthen environmental regulations to address illegal deforestation and land degradation. Invest in sustainable farming to combat desertification and assist farmers. Support efforts to protect Nigeria's remaining wildlife. Raise awareness, share these stories, support local activists, and urge government action. We cannot wait for others to save our country. The future of Nigeria is in our hands. What actions can we take to safeguard Nigeria's environment before it's too late? Nigeria's history is reflected in its landscapes, monuments, and art. From the powerful kingdoms of Oyo, Ife, and Benin to the historical mosques of Sokoto, every stone, artifact, and inscription tells a story. Yet today, those stories risk being lost through neglect, destruction, or theft. Our history is fading, and if we don't act, these treasures of our identity could vanish forever. Sukur Cultural Landscape, a World Heritage Site in decline. The Sukur Cultural Landscape in Adamawa, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, was once a vibrant center for iron smelting and ancient governance. It suffers from neglect, vandalism, and erosion due to insufficient preservation efforts. The Oke Itasi in Ife, the shrine of Yoruba civilization. Ile Ife, regarded as the cradle of the Yoruba people, is home to sacred shrines like Oke Itasi, where ancient Ifa divination rites continue to be practiced. However, modernization and shifts in religious practices threaten the continued existence of these sites, as younger generations show little interest in preserving them. The walls of Kano, once majestic, now decaying. Erected centuries ago, the walls of Kano once functioned as a formidable defense, symbolizing the strength of the Hausa kingdoms. Today, parts of the walls have been removed for urban expansion, and what remains is neglected, gradually being reclaimed over time. The looting of Nigeria's history. During colonial rule, thousands of Nigeria's most important artworks were taken, including the world-renowned Benin bronzes, Ife heads, and Nok terracottas. Today, many of these invaluable artifacts are housed in Western museums, exhibited without recognizing the history, suffering, and loss associated with their removal. Our ancestors created these masterpieces, yet they remain in foreign lands while we struggle to reclaim our story. The fight for repatriation. For decades, Nigeria has been fighting to have these artifacts returned. While some pieces have been repatriated, thousands remain locked away in Western institutions, justified by reasons ranging from better preservation to global heritage sharing. But how can we share a history we don't even have access to? A generation disconnected from its past. Many Nigerian youths are more familiar with Western history than with their own. Through stolen artifacts, neglected sites, and fading oral traditions, the younger generation risks losing their connection to their roots. We study the Roman Empire, but why don't we also learn about the depth of the Benin Kingdom? Tourism potential wasted. Countries like Egypt and Greece generate billions each year from cultural tourism. In contrast, despite its similarly rich history, Nigeria struggles to attract visitors due to insufficient preservation and promotion of its heritage. We can't simply sit back and watch our history fade away. What actions can we take? Invest in restoring historical landmarks through government funding and private initiatives. Increase awareness and educate schools about Nigeria's history and heritage. Advocate for repatriation efforts and encourage foreign institutions to return stolen artifacts. Promote cultural tourism and turn Nigeria's history into a resource for economic growth. Should Nigeria fight harder to reclaim its stolen artifacts and preserve its historical sites? Nigeria is a land of opportunity and resilience. Its people have influenced local and global industries, from skilled artisans to bright minds in technology. However, today, something is changing. The youth are leaving, traditional industries are declining, and with them, a part of Nigeria's identity is fading away. Nigeria hosts many exceptionally talented doctors, engineers, academics, and entrepreneurs. However, many are choosing to leave in pursuit of better opportunities abroad, a trend known as the Japa wave. In 2023 alone, more than 20,000 doctors trained in Nigeria were working abroad, while tech startups founded by Nigerians flourished in foreign markets instead of back home. I love my country, but I had to leave in search of opportunities that simply weren't available to me, their home, unstable economy. Rising inflation, job insecurity, and inconsistent policies create difficulties in achieving financial stability. Limited career advancement. Many skilled professionals frequently feel that their abilities are underutilized or unrecognized in Nigeria. Improved living conditions. Healthcare, education, and infrastructure are frequently mentioned as reasons for moving. Nigeria has a long history of remarkable craftsmanship, ranging from aso-oke, weaving in the southwest, to brass casting in Benin and leatherwork in Kano. However, these industries face challenges. Younger generations, drawn to modern careers, no longer see the value in pursuing these trades. Mass-produced imports from China and Europe now dominate markets that once featured handmade Nigerian products. In Kano, affordable fabrics have supplanted hand-woven textiles, and machine-made sculptures have overtaken traditional carvings, and synthetic leather has inundated markets that skilled tanners once led. The government and private investors should support local artisans by providing funding, training programs, and assistance with international marketing. Cultural heritage should be seen not just as a tradition, but also as an economic opportunity. Higher wages, career advancement opportunities, and better living conditions can make staying in Nigeria more appealing. Investing in local industries like technology, healthcare, and manufacturing can generate jobs and reduce the need for migration. Can Nigeria find a way to keep its talent and rejuvenate its struggling industries before it's too late? Nigeria faces a crucial turning point. A nation with a rich history, diverse cultures, and stunning landscapes now faces a quiet crisis. Our languages are disappearing, our forests are diminishing, our heritage is being overlooked, and our brightest minds are departing. If we sit idly by, this vanishing world may become another chapter in history. However, if we take action now, we can protect what makes Nigeria unique. The question remains, will we choose to save it? The future of Nigeria relies not only on technology, politics, or business, but also on our capacity to safeguard what defines us. We can protect our forests, restore our heritage, and prosper economically by prioritizing sustainability, preservation, and innovation. The government is not the only one responsible for investing in our culture, environment, and people. It also falls on all of us Nigerians, at home and abroad. What role will you take in preserving Nigeria's legacy? The time to take action is now. If you believe that Nigeria's history and future deserve protection, let's share the message. Like this video, leave a comment, and express your thoughts on how we can preserve Nigeria's fading world. Subscribe for more content on African history, culture, and important stories. Check out our other videos showcasing Nigeria's untold stories, cultural revival, and environmental conservation.